Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Marina and I film a lot about passing international exams, getting into foreign universities and moving abroad. And if you're interested in these topics, please subscribe to my channel and keep yourself updated with my new videos. And this video is going to be about tips and things you need to do 7 days before your TOEFL exam. Believe me, I've been there and I've scored 117 on TOEFL with just 10 days of preparation. And if you want to know all the tricks and all of the secrets that I've used, there would be a link to my videos below and I tell you all of my preparation methods, so make sure you watch them. So as I said, I passed TOEFL and it wasn't the standard experience for me. I don't know whether the organization process would be great in your city, but in my city it was a total mess. Because the exam was 2 hours late and registration took part in the same room where I wrote the exam. So it was really messy, it was really loud, and I think you have to take those last days before your exam to psychologically prepare for the process. And be ready that things can go wrong. You can have people screaming and shouting in your classroom when you're making reading part. And so when you have the 7 days left, I would say take 3 days to concentrate on the most difficult parts for you and switch on loud music, like music that you don't like. Switch on news on television, something very distracting, and try to do those parts because you will make yourself, acquainted with this atmosphere of loudness and distraction. So this is what I did. I concentrated on my reading and my speaking part, the most difficult parts for me. I just switched on news on Russian television. It was so distracting, but I kept doing those parts and I did them like 8 times in a row. And this is the only thing that can prepare you, because obviously you wouldn't be able to learn English in 7 days or, learn how to do TOEFL in a day. It's just about concentrating on the most difficult things for you and operating under stress, getting used to this. So the second advice is to take necessary things with you to your TOEFL classroom. And the first thing you need to take is earplugs, because it's going to be really loud. And as I said, I watched all of those videos on YouTube and I thought, yes, I would need to go to the classroom first because this is what they told me in the videos. And I did it and I started my test. And all of those people came into the classroom to register, and of course they wouldn't do it silently. They would say, hey, this is my passport, please register me for the test, where can I sit? And this was really loud. And as I said, reading part was the most difficult for me. So, well, speaking was the most difficult, reading was the second most difficult. And I had this text about medieval ancient caves and I couldn't concentrate at all. And I didn't take the earplugs because I thought that headphones that they give you would eliminate all of the noises, but they didn't do that. So it was just, it helped a little, but you have to take the earplugs. The second thing you need to take with you is food. Because in my case, the exam was 2 hours late and the whole exam lasts 3 hours, 30 minutes, and then you have 10-minute break. And I get really hungry. So I had my chocolate, I had my fruit, water, everything. And I started eating even before the exam started because of the delay. So make sure you have food with you because you're gonna get really nervous and you will want to eat something, and snacks would be really helpful, something healthy. If you have watched my previous videos about TOEFL preparation tips, you might have those templates for speaking. I had them with me. Of course, you're not allowed to use them during your exam, but I just felt confident having this paper with me and having those templates. And when we had this delay, I took my time and went through them and rehearsed some of the speaking part questions. And during the break, I also took my time and revised them. And here's the trick. You have a 10-minute break, so you finish your reading part, you finish your listening part, and then you have a 10-minute break. I went out, I pulled out, I don't remember if I pulled it out. No, I didn't, because you're not allowed to. But yeah, I had it with me and I rehearsed before the exam. Then I just went out and you know, took 5 minutes to eat. Then I went back to the classroom and I used the draft papers that they gave me to write down the templates because I remembered them. And I realized when the speaking part starts, I will be really stressed out, really nervous. So it would be great to have those templates. And because they were in my head, I just wrote them down and I actually had them with me during the exam. So make sure you do that. It's really helpful because when you get this out of the blue question like what painting is your most favorite painting in the world, it would be really helpful that you would have in my opinion blah blah blah, for example blah blah blah, like all of those words that would really help you think. And another hack for the speaking part, you have to come to the class during the break. As I said, I took only 5 minutes of the break. The last 5 minutes of the break I spent them in the classroom, and you know why? Not only to write the templates down, but also because other people started doing the speaking part and all of you in the classroom would have the same questions. So I was listening to my neighbor on the right and she already started question number 1 and I was like, oh, she's talking about rock music. Yes, so that would be the question, and I wrote my answer and I had it even before the speaking part started. And I listened to my neighbor on the left and he was talking about dogs or animals, something like that, and I figured out what the question was and I also wrote it down. So I had my 2 most difficult questions for the speaking part because the questions are really random. I had them before the part even started. So that really reduced the stress, and please use the strategy. I don't know whether, you know, TOEFL makers would be really angry because I shared it, but probably people know that already, so please use it. It really helped. Another tip about reading and listening part, so that would be the first part of your test. As I said, when I came into the classroom, it was really loud and I couldn't concentrate on reading, but I kept doing it because the time was ticking, clock, tick, 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 so I just made it and I went to listening. And during the listening part, you know, registration finished, thankfully, and it became silent in the class. And the great thing about TOEFL is that you can go back to the answers. And I had 10 minutes left at the end of the first part, and I just went back to my reading question number 1 and I made sure I answered everything correctly. And you know what? I found 3 or 4 mistakes. And I guess these were the only mistakes that I've made in the reading part because I actually scored 30 out of 30. And during those last 10 minutes, I was able to correct them. And I'm so happy I did it because I also had hesitations like, should I do it or should I take like a break straight away and finish the exam, finish with the first part? But no, I went back, checked everything, I finished the test like 5 seconds before the timer went off, and that was amazing. So I corrected all of my mistakes, and please use that. Please make sure you have 10 minutes left in the very end of the first part to make sure your reading answers are correct, especially if your TOEFL preparation or TOEFL organization is a mess like mine. Another thing you have to be psychologically prepared for is that TOEFL organizers might give you an extra part just for, you know, statistics purposes, and it wouldn't be calculated towards your final score. What I had, like in listening, you would have 2 modules. I had 3, which is like extra 25 minutes, so my exam lasted longer than average. And I was really stressed out again because when you're doing your second module in listening and you're thinking, yeah, it's gonna be break soon, I'm gonna be relaxing, and no, you get another part, just be prepared because they would only count 2 of listening parts towards your score. You don't know which ones, so make sure you do everything great, but just be ready for an extra present from TOEFL organizers. Oh, another thing, learn to write with a pencil. Like seriously guys, they would give you draft papers and a pencil. I only can write with a pen. I normally write with a pen. I don't use pencils for writing, but for TOEFL purposes, make sure when you're preparing, you're just using your pencil to write. You know, it's all about those little things that might confuse you during the exam and that might affect your emotional balance when you have this pencil that doesn't write, or when you have all of those people entering the classroom when you're already starting to concentrate. So all you need to do, really psychologically prepare for this whole experience. And I think the last thing for all of you guys who are entering foreign universities and using your TOEFL to enter those universities, have your university codes with you, because every single university has a code that you can enter to the system and they would automatically send the test results. If you do that later after the exam, you would have to pay around $19 for every university, and during the exam you can send out I think 4 or 5 results for free. and don't be scared, just go on and send them. I think this was it. If you have any questions about my experience of passing TOEFL, please write them down in the comments. If you need a tutor to help you with the speaking part or with any parts, I can recommend you my tutor. His name is Jonathan. He's from California, and I'm gonna leave a link below so you can, you know, contact him and ask if he can help you with the TOEFL part or just book a lesson straight away. So thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel. Please share your results. If you're passing TOEFL in a week, then it means that in like 2 or 3 weeks you're gonna have your results. If you could share them with me and tell me if my advice helped, that would be amazing, because, you know, hearing from you guys is something that motivates me to shoot my videos, because I open the comments and I see all of those people saying, hey, thank you, I'm using your advice, I'm passing TOEFL in a week. So good luck in your exams, and make sure you write back and tell me if my advice helped. Have a good day. Bye bye.